So, I am going to do the Nick Cannon interview thing. I am going to do that. Don't you worry. I got that. However, I'm not trying to get kicked off of YouTube. So, that will probably be a BitChute thing this weekend. Just saying. So you'll have to check out BitChute if you want to see me review Nick Cannon being oh so fucking terribly racist. That'll probably be this weekend on BitChute. I'll try and remember to link it when I put up the notice for YouTube that it's on BitChute. Anyways, but today I wanted to talk about the fuck did I want to talk about? Shit! Now I'm all thinking about Nick Cannon. I just fucking watched the interview and taped it. Fucking, now I can't remember what I wanted to talk about. Son of a bitch. Oh! Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She said that to her mind, such as it is, a world without police looks like suburban life. Okay, that's fine for the suburbs. But in cities, you're not going to have that. Because you've got gangs and all sorts of other shit and people stacked on top of each other and high cost of living. All this shit is going on, right? A lot of poverty, this, that, and the other thing. So you wind up with a lot of violence. Thefts, murders, robbing, things of that nature. Now, when there's no police in that kind of environment, shit gets bad, right? Suburbs, man, I lived in suburbs the entirety of my life, right? I still pretty much live in a suburb. And I gotta tell you, from moving from the white suburb that became the mixed suburb to the black suburb that's kind of mixed, but mostly black, there really isn't a fucking difference. There really isn't. There's some assholes here and there, but everybody pretty much keeps themselves and does their own fucking thing. They raise their kids, they walk their dogs. The kids go out and walk around and talk and fucking do kid things and ride their bikes and fucking play games with each other. It's suburbs, man. Nothing fucking happens. In the entirety of the time that I lived in my hometown, the worst thing involving the police that I can remember that wasn't like a highway accident or something, because there was fucking, it was a couple of years ago, there was a fucking pile up on the expressway that had to have been 50 fucking cars. Not something like that. That's kind of a freak accident that turns into a catastrophe. I mean like a thing where something happened, where there was like a shooting or a bad robbing or a crime spree or something like that. The worst thing that I can remember is one day I was driving home from work. I was living with my parents. And pull up in the driveway and there was cops. Like, you know, my parents' house was kind of in the middle-ish of the block, and then there was like a side street. And there were cops fucking all over that side street, blocking it all up and shit. And I see that and I'm like, and the neighbor lady is sitting out with fucking, because you know she can pretty much just see down the fucking street, so she's just sitting out in the fucking front yard in a lawn chair watching what's going on. And I go out there and I'm like, what's happening? And she's like, there's a guy down there walking around in the middle of the street with no shirt, no shoes, and a knife. And I went, really? She's like, yeah, the cops are talking him down. And I'm like, is there a hostage? Like, was it? She's like, no, he was just walking around the street with a knife. Somebody called the cops, and they're talking to him. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then after about 10, 20 minutes, we saw the cops leave. And apparently, I found out like the next day, my mom told me that she found out that they talked him down, they took the knife from him, and he was arrested. Like, that was the worst thing that happened. Now, I would like to tell the story of a short crime spree that did happen in like the summer of '97 or something like this. When I was in high school, I was in the show choir, and there was like 4 of us guys that were just assholes. Like, we were a lot of fun to hang out with. We were like the most popular kids in school, and we were just dicks. We were dicks. Like, if you were cool with us, then you got to be in on the joke, and it was fun. If you weren't cool with us, then you didn't get to participate at all, because we didn't like you. And that meant we just didn't fucking talk to you. Like, alright, you were just shunned. So, one year we decided that we were going to TP our friends. We got together and we TP'd one dude's place. And that was fun. And then the next day at school, it was hysterical because he was fucking pissed. He was wicked fucking pissed. You know what happened, but he had to clean it up and he was pissed. We laughed. We're very concerned. We're actors. We're in the show choir. We did the musical every year, plays and stuff. We were actors. We were very concerned. And then we laughed our asses off that night. And we were trying to figure out who it was too. We had no idea who was doing the TPing. And then somebody else got TP'd. Now it's a fucking, man, now there's 2 cases. This could be random shit. This could be a fucking problem. And we're trying to figure it out. Obviously it's not us. We're all friends. Right? And then another dude got TP'd. And this was like, this was cruel, but it was quadruple fucking hysterical because he got grounded. Like, his parents woke up and saw that the house was TP'd. And he got grounded. He got grounded for a week. So we were laughing our asses off. And we were like, dude, we gotta get him again next weekend. And so he was grounded for the week. And then as soon as he was not grounded anymore on the weekend, we TP'd his house again. And that was kind of fucked up because the first time we went to TP him, right, we got the wrong house. We thought it was this house, but it was actually the house across the street. So we start TPing his fucking house. And then this car comes down the street and we go and hide. And then it pulls into the fucking house that we're TPing. And we're like, oh, fuck. And this chick walks out. And she's like, God damn it. And she starts tearing it down. And we feel bad. So we're like, ah. Because we're thinking it's this dude's like sister or mom or something like that. So we're like, we come out and we're like, hey, you know, don't be scared. You know, we'll help you clean it up. And she's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, it's, you know, this dude's house. And we're, you know, we're sorry. We're just fucking with him because it's funny. Because we're just friends. And she's like, this is an old retired couple. She's like, these people don't have kids that are your age anymore. She's like, I think you mean them over there. And we looked and we were like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We're like, you go ahead, go in. We are going to clean this up. We are so sorry. This is not, you know, this isn't what we're doing. We're not just randomly TPing houses. We're doing specific targets for a specific reason. And we're so sorry. And we cleaned the place up. And she left. You know, she laughed about it. She left. And then we got in the car. And we're sitting there. And we're like, man, that is fucking, oh my God. And we're laughing our asses off. We're like, did you see the look on our face when we walked out? Like 4 teenage dudes. Like, oh my God, she was shitting herself. And I'm like, oh, that was fucking uncomfortable. It's all hell. And then we're sitting there, we're like, all right, well, let's get the fuck out of here. And we're looking around, and we're like, well, we know the right house. So we went across the street to TP'd his house. And then he got grounded. And then we TP'd his house again, and we got the right house the first time. The next week, and he got grounded again, and we were laughing about maybe we keep him grounded for like a month. And then we were like, no, now people know it's an inside job. Because people figured out pretty fucking quick. Well, they did me 2 weeks in a row to keep me fucking grounded for 2 weeks, motherfuckers. And so, you know, we kind of blew it with that. And then, so we were like, all right, we do one more big heist, right? And we, dude, like, for weeks, we've been going to the grocery store every Saturday night and buying like fucking 10 things of toilet paper. And dude, this night we went there and we bought like 30 fucking the big 24 packs of toilet paper. Like, dude, we got all this toilet paper, and the chick at the register's looking at us like, and we're all dressed in black, like, dude, fucking idiots. And of course, so we take all the toilet paper out of the car, and then we're loaded for bear. And my one buddy had a camcorder. For those of you who know what that is, before we had cameras just in our fucking phones, he had a camcorder, VHS camcorder, right? Hot shit at the time. And so we go to this dude's house, our one friend, and we recorded TPing his house, right? And I mean, we lit this fucking place, seriously, like 500 rolls of toilet paper. And we fucking threw every goddamn one of them down to the core. And then we made a nice little pile of cores on the doorstep. It looked like Christmas. We were throwing this shit over the fucking house. Man, it was fucking insane. And we recorded it. And then, we left. And then we went back to his place the next day because we were going to go play football. So we went to go and pick him up. And we could pull in and we're like, dude, what happened to your house? And he's like, dude, I'm not allowed to go play football until all this is cleaned up. And we're like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. And we're like, well, let's clean it up. So this is the type of criminal element that we were dealing with here. And so we helped him clean up his front yard because we needed him. We needed him for the fucking game. We didn't think that shit was going to happen. We didn't think it was going to be, you got to go clean that shit up. Like, we figured it would be, God damn it, now I got to go clean that shit up. And then he'd come with us to the game and we'd laugh about how his house got TP'd and fuck with him all day. That didn't happen. But we had to fucking clean it up, so we had to spend we were like an hour and a half late to the goddamn game because we had to fucking help clean up toilet paper. But yeah, and then we had a party at the one dude's house and invited everybody from the fucking show choir. So we're all fucking there. It was it was a group event. And at some point, he just it was so slick, I didn't even see it. It was so goddamn slick, I didn't even see it. He fucking turned on the TV and put in the fucking video and just started it playing and just walked away. It was amazing. It was amazing stealth. He crit 5 times on his roll. It was amazing. And so we're all just fucking hanging out, chatting and shit. And then somebody goes, what the fuck is this? And then everybody turns and looks at the TV. And then somebody else turns and looks at the dude and goes, isn't that your house? And he's like, yeah. And he got to watch us fucking turn his house into Christmas. Dude, that was probably the single funniest fucking thing. That ranks way up there of the funniest things that I have ever experienced in my life. Dude, it was fucking amazing. The best part was when I ran up to the camera at the end and said, fuck you. Because I didn't think we were going to play it in the fucking party. That was funny as hell. But I had been friends with him since fucking middle school, so we were cool about it. He got over it. It was funny. He laughed about it. We were like, well, we didn't help you clean it up. That helped a lot. But yeah, that was a pretty intense, good 2 months of a crime spree that went on. It was just terrible vandalism. And that kind of shit happens all the time, man. All the time in fucking suburbs. People get TP'd. Fucking, like, during election year, well, I mean, during normal election years, like, people get their signs stolen out of their yards, and then somebody, you know, in the neighborhood will all of a sudden wake up to 5,000 signs in their fucking yard. You know, there's the odd, I got the shaving cream in the front yard. Like, that was such bullshit. My parents had just paid, like 5 years ago, they had paid to have the front yard reseeded and everything. The whole fucking, you know, it was hay for years. And then it was the first year that it was beautiful, lush green grass. And these bitches fucking decided that they were going to put shaving cream, they were going to write shaving cream. I think they wrote like Spice Girls, because they were the Spice Girls. So they wrote Spice Girls in shaving cream in my fucking parents' front yard and killed the grass where it said Spice Girls. Well, it said like species, you're like, because it didn't really fucking uniformly, dude. They were wicked fucking pissed, and I'm like, this is the price you pay for having a popular high school kid. We get pranked. I pranked other people. I'm like, we've been TPing people for like a month now. And that was like when they were like, oh, so this is retaliation? I'm like, we never did any of the girls. I'm like, these girls are just fucking idiots and decided to shaving cream the front yard because they're stupid. And my parents were fucking wicked pissed, but I didn't get in trouble. I didn't fucking do it. And so the next day at school, like, I went up to each fucking one of them, and I was like, I saw the Spice Girls, and they laughed, and I was like, it's funny. It is funny. I'm like, honestly, that is funny. I'm like, but it killed the grass to where it says in the front yard. And they were like, you know, still laughing. And I was like, but the sad part is my parents, like, it's the first year that we've actually had like a front lawn in like half a decade. Because fucking grass took forever to grow in. They'd just gotten the yard done. And they were like, oh. I'm like, yeah, they were wicked pissed. And they're like, oh, are you in trouble? And I'm like, no, I'm not in trouble. I'm like, you guys are getting sued. But I'm not in trouble at all. And then I would walk away. And dude, that freaked them out so much that they never did that shit to anybody again. We didn't fucking sue them. You know, my parents were like, man, fuck idiot, goddamn fucking teenagers. And they just, you know, redid that fucking part. So now in the front yard, there's like some grass that's just a different color than other grass. We had like half a good summer where we actually had a front lawn. I didn't give a shit. I was so happy because I was like, cool, I don't have to mow the front lawn anymore. That's awesome. So, you know, whatever. I was hoping they'd redo the whole fucking thing again and I'd be fucking gone by the time that, you know, there'd be a front lawn again. Whatever. So, yeah. That's the kind of crime wave you get in the suburbs, man. That kind of shit is easy to just ignore because it's just fucking idiot teenagers. Just TPing each other and doing dumb shit like that. And if my parents would have decided to press charges, the cops would have gone and done something, you know. They would have, I don't fucking know, they would have beat them to death. I don't know, whatever it is the police do, you know. Wait until they're adults and then eat their children, you know, that kind of shit. So, you know, they wouldn't have probably done anything. We would have just sued them and that would have been just it. There'd really be no, they would be like, oh, you want to press charges? Okay, we'll get a lawyer and sue them. We don't do that. We're not going to arrest them seriously for this shit. Like, are you seriously, really? For vandalism, really? Like, that would be the cops' reaction. Like, you're going to make us do work over your fucking grass? And no, dude, fucking people don't give a shit that much. in the suburbs. It's not. Sometimes you get the random asshole fucking people that ground their child when somebody else teepees their house. I don't know what, like, it made no goddamn sense to me, but after 2 weeks we did feel that was fucking ridiculous to go further with that shit. And then we did one last big score. But yeah, that's the kind of crime you deal with. Now look at the kind of crime they deal with in big cities. Yeah. No police in the suburbs. You might actually get some serious crime. No police in big cities? That shit ain't gonna be the suburbs. That shit's gonna be a war zone.